This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham. And get the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joyton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Hi, good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first two guests today are both from Thunder Bay Theater. I have Zach Earhart and Michaela Holmes. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Michaela, thank you. Michaela, I'm going to start with you because you've not been here before. So where are you from and how did you get to Thunder Bay Theater?
I am from upstate New York in the Albany area. And there's a website called Actors Access, which a lot of us New York and outside of New York actors use to find auditions. And Jeff posted on Actors Access about Thunder Bay Theater, so I was able to submit my headshot and resume, and then he asked for a video audition. So it was a simple process, really, and then we had an interview as well where he really got to know me not just as a performer but as a person as well. So that's one of the great things about this group, is that he really got to know us as people. So not only is it a great group of performers, but we all get along and it's a great group of people. So
very good.
Yeah.
And Zach, how about you?
I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri, but I go to the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music now.
Okay.
And I was found the same way, actually, actorsaccess.com, and it worked out perfectly because I was so busy with school and kind of the end of the year exams and everything that one day I got an email and decided to respond to it, and next thing I knew, I got a phone call from Jeff, and after about an hour talking to him, I got a job offer, and next thing I know, I'm in Alpena.
Yay! And you're doing a very exciting production, High School Musical.
Yes.
So tell me about your role.
I play Gabriella Montez, who is a shy bookworm. Towards the beginning of the show is very much keeps to herself, is nervous to be at a new school, but had met Troy at a New Year's party. And throughout the show, there's definitely a journey that we all go through, and a big part of my role is coming out of my own shell, finding where I belong, and kind of changing the people around me in the school at the same time.
Okay, and how about you, Zach?
I'm playing Troy Bolton, which of course is the iconic Zac Efron.
And you look like him.
Thank you. I'm the basketball guy, and that's kind of what the whole show is about, just that high school struggling with identity. You know, I don't always want to be the basketball guy. She doesn't want to be this, bookworm nerd per se. So the journey of the play that she was talking about is kind of us looking to branch out from from the status quo, I should say, and find a way to pursue what we love, not just what we're expected to do.
Awesome. So who are some of the other characters that we're going to see?
We have my best friend in the show. His name is Chad, and then a couple other jocks on the team. We have Zeke Baylor, and then some community members that are filling out the team.
Okay.
And then our coach is played by Scott Meyer, and he's playing my dad and the coach, so that creates an interesting dynamic in the show.
Oh, good. Okay.
We also have Nikki Hilton, who
everyone knows and loves Nikki Hilton, yes.
Yeah, she's Miss Darbus, who's the drama teacher. And Maddie Jo Kauser is Sharpay, and her twin brother Ryan is played by Aiden Cleary, who everyone just saw in Footloose.
Yes.
And they're the stars of the drama club who are not too happy about Troy and Gabriella
newcomers.
trying to be part of it as well.
Okay. And when can we come to Thunder Bay Theater to see High School Musical?
We open July 23rd and run through August 17th.
Okay.
And the times are Wednesday through Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. and Sundays at 2 p.m.
So get a group of people together, get your grandkids, get your children, come on down. A wonderful event for the entire family.
Absolutely.
Make those reservations in advance. And the box office number is, oh boy.
You know what?
I just drew a blank too. 354-2267. That's it. 989-354-2267. So call the box office and get your reservations because you don't want to miss High School Musical. If you've seen the video, if you've seen any of the things that go on with it, it's just a fun, all-American kind of drama for everyone to see.
Yeah, and it's a fun, young, energetic show.
It is.
And it will relate to everyone, kids and teens who are going through these struggles of high school, and also adults who can think back and remember when they went through it as well. So it's really a show for everyone.
Okay, and there's a couple of workshops coming up too?
Yeah. A big part of what Jeff, our artistic director, is trying to do nowadays is put Thunder Bay Theater more into the community and bring the community into it, which is a great thing for us to be involved in. I love to see everybody working toward creating workshops, whether you're interested in Shakespeare or building a set. You know, we're kind of trying to create a dynamic where we can make any of those things possible, and it's great to be a part of kind of the first step in that process.
Yay! And when are those workshops going to be held?
I would say they're going to start in the fall, depending.
Okay.
It kind of depends on how this summer plays out with what the community involvement turns out to be and the willingness of the professionals to reach out, which it looks great so far.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely thinking that in the fall we're going to be doing some workshops.
Good, and always need volunteers at Thunder Bay Theater, same thing. You can call 354-2267. Say, hey, I want to be a volunteer. They can be a docent, they can do fundraising, they can help with set design, costuming. There's so many fun things to do and be a part of the acting scene, which is really fun. And then I just had another thought. What time are the shows? Wednesday? Did you tell me that?
Through Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. and
Okay.
Sundays at 2 p.m.
Okay, so Sundays at 2 o'clock matinee. We know that it's a busy time of year, but please save time for Thunder Bay Theater. And then we have about 2 minutes left, so what is your favorite type of role, Michaela?
I have two roles that I typically play, which is either the ingenue, soprano, sweet girl, or kind of the opposite, the like mean girl. And I actually really like to play that role because it's so different than who I am. So that's why I loved playing Sharpay the last time. But I really love both, and I like to go back and forth so I'm not just stuck in one type all the time.
Okay, and how about you, Zach?
I tend to be kind of the young romantic lead, just like I am here. But it was cool because we just finished up Footloose, obviously, and I was the bad guy in that, and now I'm kind of the all-American good guy in this show. And I just love to play the variety of roles where I get to, you know, come out on stage and sing a bunch of songs, but I still have to work to find ways to relate to both parts. And it's been really fun so far this summer.
Yay. And are musicals both of your favorite type roles, or?
Absolutely.
Okay, no doubt about that one. Okay, once again, High School Musical, Thunder Bay Theater starts Wednesday, August 23rd.
July
23rd. 7:30 show starts, Sundays at 2 o'clock. Call, get those reservations in, and come on down and see a great production. I'll be right back with Susan Bowen, so don't go away. Hi, welcome back. As promised, my last guest today is Susan Bowen, and she is from Region 9 Area Agency on Aging. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Nancy.
It's been a while since you've been here. I know there's always things going on. I know that Agency on Aging, real important entity in our community because we have an aging population.
Absolutely.
There's so many things that go on and happen with in that area that if people don't have an advocate or they're not keeping up with, sometimes things fall through the cracks. And one thing we want to talk about today is the Medicare Act.
Yes, the Medicare Improvements for Patients and Providers Act was enacted by Congress in July of 2008. And what that did was create some different changes in accountability for providers, but also one of the focuses of that act is to reach out and identify more of the lower income populations who are Medicare beneficiaries, and specifically those who are disabled under the age of 65 and on Medicare, to help them apply for subsidy programs that would help pay for their Medicare premiums. So that's a really important part of what our agency and our MAP, Medicare Medicaid Assistance Program, is doing.
Now, how big of an area do you cover?
We cover 12 counties.
Okay, so you're busy.
The whole northeastern tip of the Met, yes.
Now, how do you reach people in these communities? Because I know a lot of times it's hard. I mean, with the cell phone era, people changing numbers like they change their clothes, basically. You know, people who are more reclusive, health issues, people that, especially a disabled population, not so easy to get out and about. What are you doing to reach out to those people?
Things just like we're doing right now. Outreach is a very integral component of the whole program, and it is difficult in this rural communities because we're so widespread. Our region covers over 68,000 square miles.
Wow.
And you know, that is a lot of area. There's about 63,000 Medicare beneficiaries in that 12 county area as well. So we're not nearly reaching as many as we need to. Many don't need our services, but there are a lot of them who do. So a lot of it is word of mouth, doing community presentations. We're always available for that. And I'll talk to anybody who wants to listen about Medicare anytime.
That's great. So then service clubs or groups and organizations could give you a call and you could come in and talk. And you know, going through medical information is so overwhelming. It's so hard to figure out, so hard to know what to do. Do I choose Part A? Do I choose Part B? Do I choose Part C? There's so much confusion. I know that, you know, it's hard for me to figure it out, let alone someone with a disability, someone, you know, maybe who's disadvantaged, someone who has reading problems. I mean, it's got to be just mind-boggling.
And our program offers free counseling to people, and we can assist them with any questions they have. Disputing bills, claims that you know, they felt should have been paid but weren't. We're able to help them sort through all of that. And another component that's very important, and because we do have a high rate of poverty, is
if you look at the maps for poverty, you know, we're always centered around our counties.
Yes, saving money. And one of the programs we can help people apply for is called Low Income Subsidy or Extra Help. And what that does is help them with their cost for prescriptions. So if they qualify for a full subsidy, it could save them as much as $4,000 a year.
Wow.
And you know, when you've got seniors who are choosing between paying utilities or purchasing groceries or getting the needed medications,
they skip it. They take it every other day, or they do.
Yes, or they cut them in half, or just stop altogether. And you know, that's just not safe.
No. Now, are there age limits and income guidelines for your program?
Yes. Well, as far as general counseling, no. Anybody, as long as they receive Medicare or are about to start receiving Medicare benefits, they qualify. But for the subsidized programs, the maximum income for a single person is $1,459 a month. And for a married couple, it's $1,966 a month. And we do have a lot of people living on less than that
I'm sure.
in our area.
I'm sure you do. Okay, now I know you do lots of other wonderful things with the Agency on Aging. What are some of the other things that you do?
Well, we have a care management waiver program.
Okay.
I am not involved in that. It's other employees who are. But the goal of that is to keep people living independently in their homes and in their communities without being institutionalized in a skilled nursing facility, you know, prior to absolutely having to be there. Who doesn't want to stay at home? And our programs allow people to do that.
So the waiver program basically sorts out the financial part of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and what else?
We have a long-term care ombudsman who works with a variety of volunteers in the 22 nursing homes in our area. And what they do is resolve patient issues. If there's somebody that's having some type of issue, whether it be regarding their rights as a resident, that's the sort of thing they do. And along that component, very important is elder abuse and awareness. And we do have, in September, 2 conferences coming up. One will be held in Mayo and one will be in Rogers City. And those are geared full-day conference on elder abuse, prevention and awareness, financial exploitation.
Okay. Now, I'm back to Medicare for a moment. Do most people have a spend down when they have Medicare, or how does that?
Medicare does not have a spend down.
Does not have a spend.
That's Medicaid, and people frequently confuse the two of those. Medicare is for someone who's been disabled and receiving Social Security disability for a minimum of 24 months, or someone who's 65.
Ah, okay. So. And then Medicaid normally does have a spend down, depending on income?
There's several different Medicaid programs, and they're all income-based, and it would depend on what the person's income was, the age, if they're disabled.
And I know that with the new Medicaid rules, 65,000 Michigan families became eligible for Medicaid that weren't eligible before.
Yeah, I think it was more like 400,000.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And that whole Affordable Care Act and the expanded Medicaid doesn't impact anyone on Medicare. If they are on Medicare, they do not qualify for the expanded Medicaid.
Okay. It's just kind of a nice thing for the first time ever. I know in my job I have to talk to people about insurances. Most people have insurance or have it eligible, are eligible for it, or have some kind of a spend down or have something going on. So at least they have coverage.
Right, and many who don't, and you know, one illness can be catastrophic for a family.
Most definitely. Okay, so Susan, now if someone's interested in getting you to come and speak to their group or their organization, church group, fraternal organization, or needs some counseling, how do they reach you?
Well, we have an 800 number that is a statewide number, Wherever you call from, it goes to that county.
Okay.
So that number is 800-803-7174.
Okay.
And if they need to reach me as the supervisor of the program, they can call NEMSCA here in Alpena.
Okay.
And that is 358-4600.
Okay, well, I want to thank you very much for being here. You've cleared up a few things for me, and I guess we just want people to know that there's help out there if you if you need some help filling out forms, or like you said, arguing about a bill or something that should have been paid for. I mean, that can just be overwhelming by the time you even just sit on the phone and try to get to the right person. It's like, forget it. And I think that's what they're hoping you'll do.
Well, and that's true. And most people, I have a special phone number. I don't sit on wait.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Jointon following these messages.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Olin Jointon, president of Alpena Community College. My guest this morning, Director of Financial Aid at ACC, Robert Roos. Welcome to the show, Robert.
Thank you for having me here.
I should say welcome back. You've talked about your stuff in your shop before to the audience, and Director of Financial Aid. There's a whole range of financial aid services offered to students at ACC. How about the big picture first, the different types?
Well, for all students, I guess there's the FAFSA form that they complete to apply for the federal types of financial aid. That's a Pell Grant, the supplemental grant, work study, student loans. Also, we do veterans. For those that are veterans or dependents of veterans in our office and help. There's some dollars there for them to pay for schooling and housing costs as well. And we also house the athletics, or part of the athletics, through our office. And so the scholarships are done in our office there too.
So the scholarships also for non-athletes.
Right, through the foundation, through the ACC Foundation. Yes.
Right. Excuse me. And then I imagine you also provide counseling, for lack of a better word, or advising on financial matters to students.
Yes, we help them through the process of applying for financial aid with the FAFSA. Some of the If they apply for loans, there's entrance counseling that needs to be done, as well as master promissory notes for those loans. So we help them through that process as well. Yes.
And also the importance of paying the loans back.
That's an important part of the loans, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. They do have to pay those back in a timely fashion, and try and guide them through, if they do run into problems paying those back, how they can ask for forgiveness or deferring those loans to a later time.
So there are many kinds of financial aid that do not require payment, and with a combination of those that are just outright grants or scholarships, with those that do involve paying back over is the standard time 10 years?
10 years, so it's standard, right.
And then you can delay it if you're still in school, as I recall,
right.
For various other reasons. So I guess the big message that is to the audience is, thanks to the funds that are available and the great job that you and your staff members do helping students access those funds, ACC turns out to be a very affordable proposition for those that want to go to school.
Yeah, for most students it is very affordable. The biggest thing is getting out there and applying as early as possible.
Right.
And we're a little bit on the later end of things for this fall semester, but it is still early enough to get that done. But you want to hurry up and get that FAFSA form completed. Okay,
FAFSA may be a term unfamiliar to the audience. So what does it stand for, and what's it all about?
The FAFSA is acronym for Free Application for Federal Student Aid, and that form can be found or is online at www.fafsa.gov, and you got to make sure you go to the .gov website, because that's the official website, the government website. And there is a .com out there, but they will charge you it's like $80 to $100 to fill out that application, and there's no reason to pay it. The first word in the application's name is free, and it is a free application.
Okay, very good. Is it very difficult?
You're asking me. I've been doing it for many years. It's not difficult for me, no. But it really is a simplified form from the days when we went to school, and even a number of years after that. It's looking at name and address kinds of information, students' income information. If they have to put the parent information on there, their income information. So it takes most people less than an hour to complete the application.
So it's not that bad, but still, a person ought to get on the stick and get it done for the fall semester to allow for processing, I suppose, and interpretation of the results. And
once they hit the button on that FAFSA form, it's a 3 to 5 day turnaround time before the colleges that they've listed on the FAFSA form will receive that information. And then it takes us a little time also to process what we have to do to get the awards to the students.
So I think the big message to the audience would be, while we have a little bit of time before the start of the fall semester, go ahead and get this part done. I've heard many stories about students waiting until the week of registration and then
that's
trying to jam it through there, and they are counting on aid perhaps and not able to get it just because of the processing time.
They have big expectations, and we have a small staff.
And oh darn, I guess I'm going to have to wait till the following semester.
So we can get stuff done, but it just may not be in the timing that students want if they're applying very, very late in the process. And so we've got some time now, and this would be a very good week to get that process done.
Good. You and I have also communicated on the veterans benefits for education, and I, thanks to your good offices, I learned that there's quite a big range of services and funds available for veterans.
There are different programs out there for the veterans themselves, sometimes for their dependents as well, depending on the situation with the veteran. And there's 5 or 6 different programs that the Veterans Administration handles, and it all runs through our office to get those benefits to the students.
Last time you counted them up, I believe there were 74 students receiving veterans benefits at ACC.
For this past year,
and
correct.
So if you're a veteran out there, there's, in addition to the regular opportunities, you've got some additional opportunities that represent the country's thanks for your military service.
Correct, yeah.
Very good. And as we close out the interview, any other words of wisdom about financial aid at ACC for the audience members?
It's wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing is getting those applications done early. If we in the financial aid office request additional documents, you want to return those just as soon as possible, and just getting things done in a very timely manner will make the process a lot easier for the student.
That's good. Well, thanks so much for being on the show, and my compliments to you and all your staff members, Marlene and Amanda in that office. Hear many good things from students about the quality of your customer service, so thank you.
Thank you.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joyton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at www.wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.